Thank you, Mayor and Council. Bob Weeks, 2451 Regency Lakes Court in Wichita. I'd like to underscore the concerns expressed by Council members O'Donnell and Meitzner, and even extend that, because the language of the ordinance says that the mere presence of the sign in an illegal location, the right-of-way, is prima facie evidence that such person has caused the placement of such sign in the right-of-way or on public property. And prima facie means that the evidence is sufficient to prove the case unless there is substantial contradictory evidence presented at trial. So if there happened to be a trial regarding this, and you know there can be, because the fine for second and subsequent violations can be up to $1,000 per sign, we've learned. So you can imagine how the prosecutor is going to say the sign was here, that's evidence that this person caused it to be there. How is the political candidate, the business or whatever, supposed to prove that they were not responsible for putting that sign in the prohibited location? I would be astonished that this ordinance will withstand scrutiny by the courts, and I think Councilmember O'Donnell is right that this could lead, especially during political campaigns, to all sorts of mischief being foisted upon the city. And then finally, why is government exempted from complying with this ordinance? Seems to be another instance of government creating rules for others to follow that they will not follow themselves. Thank you.
Are there some signs that the government has out there that you know of? Sir?
I had that question.
Sir? Are there some signs that you know of that
not that I'm aware of, but now government has carte blanche to ignore this law. So you mean, why not hold government to the same standard that citizens are expected to adhere to?
I think what Mr. Martin was saying, that even the rule would even apply to the city or the county. Am I correct, Mr. Martin?
Mr. Weeks is correct. Government is exempted. Primarily, as you look and you go down intersections where there's work being done on the road, we have to place signs warning traffickers or drivers of detours, of turns ahead, of construction ahead. We do place those types of signs in the right around the medians. Correct. So that would be the purpose. So
no advertisement signs or things of that nature.
Correct.
Just safety signs.
Well,
okay.
The ordinance doesn't specifically say which type of sign, but those would be the uses that government typically would have for posting signage in the right-of-way.
Are there any other signage that the city actually use?
Not that I'm aware of.
Those. Okay. Okay. Councilman Williams.
No, thank you. That was my question. I just wanted to make sure that I understood what Mr. Weeks was saying.
Well, and if you look at the language of the ordinance, it exempts city, county, and state governments. What about school districts? Why are they not exempted? They're government bodies too.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Next person.